We're going to start on our back. So I invite you to come on down and get into your constructive rest posture. I'll join you there. Sounds like a good idea. So we're going to breathe here and settle. Let your bones just settle and melt into the mat, into the floor, into the earth. And we let go of everything that is yet to be this day, everything that has been, so that we can arrive in this moment. And if it's comfortable, turning the palms down as your hands rest. We're going to deepen our breath, and as we deepen our breath, let the waist rise with the belly. That's going to create a little tilt down toward the tailbone. And then as the breath exhales, let the waist settle, and there's a little tilt going toward the head. So this is another way to engage the pelvic tilt cycle. This is reclining cat-cow. We're going to do it with our breath. So big breath in, and a soft, gentle lift of the waist. And on the exhale, a release of the waist to the floor. And again, big breath in. And exhale. And we'll be going through this cycle a few times. And as we get warmed up, maybe we're going to connect with the feet and notice the pull as the waist lifts and the push of the feet as the waist settles toward the floor. Just noticing the pull and the push, and noticing what the chin does in response to the awareness of the pushing and the pulling of the feet. And then we release the effort, come back to notice constructive rest. And now float the arms out to a T, if that's comfortable. Can also be cactus if that's better. Feet walk as wide as the mat. And we're going to take the knees first toward the left side. So we talked about doing some twists today. So here we are creating a little bit of a twist. Now bring the attention to the right hand, and maybe it slides on the floor a little further up, pausing at any point if there feels like an impingement in the shoulder. And then when we get to the point where we feel like we're at the zenith, at the top of the posture, turn the head and look over the right arm. For a little bit more of a stretch here, we can take that right knee and press it toward the floor a little bit more and lift the right side of the pelvis for a little deeper stretch into the hip flexor. And then to unwind this, let's bring the head back to center, the arm back to T, release the pelvis to the floor, then open the right knee and roll all the way to the right side. So we're on the inner edge of the left foot now. And we bring our attention to the left arm and slide it on the floor to the point at which the body feels like that's enough. And then maybe, if it feels good, turn the head and look out over the left arm. Maybe pressing into the inner edge of the left foot, which makes the left knee closer to the floor and the left side of the pelvis lifts. This is the stretch I need today. Nice breath here. And then to come out of this, the head first. The arm slides back down. We open the left knee. And now we're going to take the soles of our feet together, touching them and allowing the legs to fall open. So now we've come to Baddha Konasana. And now we're going to gently, slowly close our knees up and bring the soles to stand on the floor, keeping the feet right next to each other. So the insteps are touching, the arms are at T, and we're going to take a tip now to the left side. So the soles of the feet stack, and we're resting on the left side of the body from the waist down. And maybe we want to look to the right. If you notice that your shoulders feel a little tight, you can rest your hands on your rib cage. And we'll allow several breaths here to soften into this twist. So we were talking about twists as a benefit for digestion and elimination. So we're kind of wringing out the musculature around and the organs, and the musculature and fascia around the organs. We're kind of wringing things out to get the energy moving in the abdominals. And the benefit, of course, is a nice stretch. In the back and the side bodies. So now we're going to bring the head back to center. If you turn the head, we're going to slowly roll across the back edge of the pelvic bowl. We're just rolling back to center. Keep the feet together, keep the knees together as we take this to the right side. So the feet stack on top of each other, so the insteps are stacked. We have our arms at T, and perhaps we could turn the head and look to the left. We'll be here for several breaths. Just allow your body to settle here. Sometimes in twists, there's a way that we want to hold the top side of the body up Let's not. Let's just let the body settle and notice how different places in our pelvis begin to unwind, begin to relax, perhaps soften. Nice breath here. To come out of this, we bring the head to center and we connect with the back side of the pelvic bowl and we begin to roll back to center. And it might feel good to draw one leg in and then the other and roll right and left. Just rock right and left. And then we're going to release the feet to the floor, draw the belly button in toward the navel, and then we're slowly lowering both feet to the floor, strengthening the abdominal muscles as we do this. Nice, slow release. Pause for a second, 2 or 3 breaths. Now we're going to bring the attention to the right leg and we're going to draw the right leg up and bring the ankle to rest above the left knee. Take a block. And now we're going to press the block into the thigh. Hey, Janine, welcome. Press the block into the thigh. And allow the stretch to deepen. So we start with gentle pressure, and as the body relaxes into this posture, maybe we press a little more deeply. Now we're going to take this into a twist, and we're going to use the block now. So we're going to keep the ankle where it is, and we're going to twist to the left side, and we're going to stand our foot on the block. And remember, the block has short, medium, and high. So depending on how your body feels today will determine how high the block is. I'm going to model it on this side. So there's the block. Here's the block. Or maybe you want to put the foot on the floor. That works too. And then we're going to come back to center, slide the knees together, and rock gently to the right. Come on to the inner edge of the left foot, and then we come back to center. We're not traveling too far with this, just going right and left. Now we're going to unwrap that leg, and we're going to take our second block. So you may want to sit up to do this. We're going to take our second block, and we're going to place it under the left foot. And then we're going to take the right leg up. So now we have an elevated leg. So this is reclining pigeon. If you'd like to take your strap behind the left leg, you can always elevate this, or you can put your hands behind the leg. 3 ways to do it. You decide what's going to work for you. If your foot's on the block, keep the right foot flexed, take your other block, and now press that into the thigh again. And remember, as we're doing this, we soften and then deepen the pressure. We don't go to our edge to begin with. We allow the body to relax into the posture. One more breath here. Then let that other block, the block in the hand, releases. We're bringing the right foot to the floor. We're bringing the left foot to the floor. And we pause here and notice and observe how the body is doing with this action. We're going to come to the left leg now. So we draw that left ankle up above the knee, flex the foot. Here's the block. Press it into the thigh. Keep the foot flexed. Breath moves. Then releasing the pressure. We're going to take that twist now. We're taking the left foot to the right side. You can stand it on a block. You can stand it on the floor. You can arrange the block at any height and just allow the body to relax here, to soften into this stretch. And then we're going to come back to center, roll back to center, and then drape your knees together. I have a teacher that calls this secretary style. And take a gentle roll to the left. Come on to the inner edge of the right foot, and then back to center. So while we're rolling across the hip on the left side, our right foot is facilitating the ease of motion. And of course, we let our head follow. So maybe it goes to the right too. And the next time we're at center, we're going to pause. We're going to unwrap the leg and we're going to bring that foot to a block or a strap behind the leg. We're going to lift that left ankle above the right knee, flex the foot, take the block in hand, and press in to the thigh. And to come out of this, we're going to move that block, Let's draw that left leg in, scoot the block away from the right foot. Right leg draws in, rocking gently right and left, maybe circling around the low back. If you're circling, switch directions. And then we're slowly going to lower first the right foot. Draw the belly button up and in. Now draw that right foot back up. And now the left foot slowly travels toward the floor. And then we draw that left foot back up. We're going to extend both legs to the ceiling. Bend the knees. Give them a little soft bend here. And now gather the knees toward the heart. Glue the knees and the feet together. Now listen, we're going to take this into a twist to the right side. If your sacrum is really, really sore, we're going to go back to that first twist with feet on the ground, insteps touching, and travel this way. Otherwise, if you'd like, you can do both knees up, both knees over, extend the arms. If at any point, if you're doing this posture that I'm modeling, this is called Parivartanasana. It's a traditional twist. If you have any part of your low back or sacrum that goes eek, gets a little twinge, go to the gentle version of this. Feet on the floor, feet stacked, twisting. Lots of variations. We're going to travel now to the left side. If you're in Parivartanasana, you can open the top leg and swing it across the body to bring the right leg with it. If your feet are on the floor, just roll across the back of the pelvic bowl and keep rolling till you come to the other side and the feet stack. Arms are at T. If it feels good, the head can look away from the legs, but only if that's comfortable, and really only if your shoulders are resting on the floor. If one shoulder is not on the floor, don't turn your head. It's just too hard on the neck, and heck, nobody needs to be a pain in the neck, right? We're breathing here. We're going to make our way back to center. You can do that by lifting the right leg now and rolling across the back of the pelvis. When we get back to center, draw both knees in toward the heart. Lift the head. See if we can lift the upper back so the head's coming toward the knees. And we're rocking. If this doesn't feel good, keep the head on the floor. And now release the head to the floor. We're going to take the feet one at a time to touch down. Then draw back in. Touch down with the opposite foot. Then draw back in. Touch down. If it feels good, you can extend that leg to draw it back in. Or you could just touch down. Or you can extend that leg to draw it back in. Your choice. Breathing. And then the next time the knees are up, find a little rocking, rolling, circling, or spiraling motion that feels good for your body. If you're circling or spiraling, one direction and then the other. Slowly lowering both feet to the mat. Nice abdominal engagement. We're back where we started. So find that big breath in and lift the waist. And on the exhale, flatten the waist. And we'll do a few of those, breathing in, lifting the waist, and breathing out, flattening the waist. Noticing the push-pull of the feet. And noticing the chin begin to move. And maybe, just maybe, this action is a little clearer than when we began our practice today. And let's bring this to a pause and reconnect with our breath. If it feels good, we can turn the palms toward the sky for even more relaxation. As we enter our time of Shavasana, final resting. The most precious gift we can offer others is our presence. When mindfulness embraces those we love, they will bloom like flowers. Gently begin to deepen your breath, drawing breath into the fingers and the toes. Rolling to one side, gathering breath. We bring ourselves to seated. And we open our arms wide to gather all the blessings that already exist. And we draw them in appreciation and gratitude into our hearts. And together, we all say namaste.